All right, man. So look, we got to get into this one, man. The end of Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons requested a trade. Shout out to Microphone. We finna react to his video on his taking the situation. I know he did his research, man, so we finna get into it. And this is troubling because it's right before the NFL season. Every time Jerry Jones does something right, as in trading for George Pickens, he does something wrong by trying not to pay somebody, man. But we finna get to it, man. At the end of the day, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you my opinion at the end of the video.
Parsons has made it clear here he did not believe that he was engaging in a, quote, formal negotiation. Quote, I have made a tough decision. I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys.
My God, this
I
is
was
huge.
trying to enjoy a nice Shabbat dinner in Jerusalem until
Bro, thought it was vacation. Nah, yo, I was on the clock like Shams, like Woes was. You with your family, you gonna drop them Woes bombs.
got this breaking news that something that we've been predicting for quite some time has officially happened, and Cowboy fans are panicking everywhere. But there really isn't any reason to panic because this is something that we've all expected.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't think. Okay, I said I was gonna give my opinion. I'm gonna give it now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Micah gonna be with the Cowboys. Like this is just to get Jerry Jones to like lock in. Like you gotta lock in and pay him. Like CD was doing the same thing. CD got his contract. Micah gonna get his contract. So like if this was anyone like that's like just decent, he not getting it. But this is Micah Parsons. He's like he's a staple in the Dallas Cowboys.
Micah Parsons has officially demanded a trade from the Dallas Cowboys, posting this tweet on X saying, thank you, Dallas. Yes, I wanted to be here. I did everything I could to show that I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports and make this America's team once again. The team my pops and I grew up cheering for in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held to closed-door negotiations without my agent present. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. For those of you guys that don't know what Micah Parsons is talking
Jerry Jones shady for that, trying to get. They said he tried to negotiate a contract without this man's agent.
He's talking about when Jerry Jones said this.
Just because we signed him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. We've signed, I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money.
I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I had purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done. But since there's some confusion out there, let me clear some things up. I had my agent reach out to the Cowboys last offseason after my 3rd year in hopes of getting a deal done early. Unfortunately, the team did not want to start any negotiations at that point. And here's what's really frustrating about this. If the Dallas Cowboys signed a contract extension with Micah Parsons back then, he would be getting paid $35 million a year. But as a result of Max Crosby getting a contract,
see, that's the problem. That's why a lot of owners I don't understand. Like, I understand it's football, so it's a little different. You might get hit and you might be out for the rest of the year. If I have a star, I'm going to try to pay him. I'm going to try to do an extension as early as possible. Because if I'm able to do it as early as possible, the money is just going to keep going up and up. So if I get him for the cheap now, he's stuck. I ain't gonna lie. You not going nowhere. You got 3 years. You see Max Crosby, he's getting 106. You're getting 35. And be happy. You're going to be happy about that 35 too. I'm telling you,
extension,
man.
Miles.
You got to, like, people like Colt, like people that are proven like this, you have to pay them early, in my opinion. Like, you have to pay them early before, like, other people's contract come up.
Getting paid,
gonna ruin the market.
Getting paid. The Cowboys waited until the last possible minute, and now it looks like Micah Parsons is in line for a $42 million contract to reset the market. Which makes sense because what he would say next is, I was okay with that and didn't complain and focused on the 2024 season. After the season, I told my agent once again to let the team know we were open to negotiate when they met at the Combine. My agent informed me that I should wait for other deals to get done because the price would only go up, but I didn't care there, and I wanted to secure myself as a Cowboy long term. This is before any of the other pass rusher deals got done this offseason. I knew I would be leaving money on the table, but again, I was okay with that. Again, radio silence as far as my extension. In March, I met with Mr. Jones to talk about leadership. Somehow the conversation turned into him talking contract with me. Yes, I engaged in a back and forth in regards to what I wanted from my contract, but at no point did I believe this was supposed to be a formal negotiation, and I informed Mr. Jones afterward that my agent would reach out thinking this would get things done. But when my agent reached out and spoke to Adam, he was told the deal was pretty much already done. My agent of course told him that wasn't the case and also reached out to Stephen Jones. Again, the team decided to go silent. At that point, we decided we would allow the team to reach out to us whenever they decided they wanted to talk. Yet still not a call, email, or text to my agent about starting a negotiation. Up to today, the team has not had a single conversation with my agent about a contract. Not one demand has been made by my agent about money, years, or anything else. Still, I stayed quiet, but again, after repeated shots at myself and all the narratives, I have made a tough decision that I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally. Now, immediately, I think Micah Parsons saw what Terry McLaurin just did the other day, and we have
Terry
a video
not getting his money though.
If you missed it,
I ain't gonna lie, Terry not getting his money
on the Terry McLaurin.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, Terry not getting his money. He's tripping though. I ain't gonna lie. Well, cause like Terry's good, right? I don't know what he's asking, so let me not say he's tripping. But it's hard to like. Bro had a good year and wants like top receiver money, and that's not how that worked. Like Micah's proven himself year after year. Like every year he's been in the league. I'm not saying Terry not, but Terry not like. Terry doesn't demand that type of money. Micah is like one of the best defensive ends in the league. Terry is a top receiver, but he's not like Jamar, Jettas, CD. He's not on that level. He's like a tier under him. Now, again, I don't know what he's asking for, so I'm not just gonna flat out say Terry tripping. I don't think Terry getting his money though. I ain't gonna lie.
And he decided to do the same thing. But if you take a look at what Micah Parsons was saying previously and compare it to now, it's really heartbreaking. This is what he said in February of 2024.
It's extremely special. I said the other day, I love Cowboys Nation. I'm extremely grateful to still be a Cowboy, and I hope I'm a Cowboy for life. Ooh.
This is what he said last December.
Like I said, y'all know I'm going to be a Cowboys for life. We're going to figure out a way for me to be a Cowboy for life. You know, Jay and Steven see it that way too. So.
And meanwhile, Jerry Jones is saying stuff like this.
Have you ever heard of any clubs committing to players and then they didn't pan out after they committed to them? We have.
And the thing is, Jerry Jones.
I don't understand how you expect anyone to want to play for you if you're not going to pay him. Like, I'm just.
Consistently done this, and I don't know why he's doing it because it never ends up working out for him. It's like watching an owner consistently shoot himself in the foot. It's not like the Cowboys are close to Super Bowl contention. As a matter of fact, they're paying Dak Prescott the most money in the NFL. They're paying CeeDee Lamb $34 million annually, and as a result of waiting this long in regards to Micah Parsons, they're probably gonna have to pay him $42 million, or they could end up trading him. Now, this puts the Cowboys in a very tough situation, and when you actually pay attention to this situation and how the Cowboys could have avoided all of
look, Jerry Jones is the only one to mess stuff like this up. He does it every year. Someone wants to get paid, and it's their best players that now Dak is the only one I'm like, okay, if you don't want to pay him, it makes sense. Because Dak has sold countless times, right? Not wanting to pay CD is insane. Not wanting to pay Micah is insane. Like, I don't understand that. He makes he'll trade for Pickens, which we're like, finally, Jerry's finally listening, and then he won't pay Micah.
You'd realize how idiotic the Jones family truly is. And the worst part is they're clearly not learning from their mistakes. So check this out, okay? They could have signed Dak Prescott 2 years earlier instead of franchise tagging him, which means Dak would have been getting paid about $40 million annually as opposed to $60 million annually. If they paid CeeDee Lamb the moment he could have gotten a contract extension, CeeDee would have been getting paid $23 million annually. If they paid Micah the moment he could have gone gotten a contract extension,
Micah
Micah would have been getting paid $35 million annually. But since they decided to take their sweet time and play the stupid game of poker that everyone knows that they're bluffing in, they're paying Dak $60 million a year, CD $34 a year, and they're gonna have to pay Micah $43 to $45 million a year. That means they're gonna have $137 to $139 million annually allocated to 3 players against a 2025 salary cap of $279.2 million. This allocation exceeds every Super Bowl winner in the salary cap era, where championship teams have averaged just 23.9% of their cap on their top 3 players. The Cowboys entered 2025 with $32.1 million in available cap space, which is 6th in the entire NFL after making restructures to Dak and CD's contracts. The Cowboys have a projected 40% plus allocation to their top 3 players if they extend Micah, which brings us to another question. Should the Cowboys consider trading Micah? Now, for those of you guys saying, but Micah Parsons just demanded a trade. We've seen this story before. We've seen players demand trades before, and typically it's just pressure generated to get a deal done. But there have been teams that have actually been crazy enough to trade their star edge rusher. The most recent one is Bradley Chubb, who was traded from the Denver Broncos to the Miami Dolphins for a first-round.
You just gotta I don't know if I trust necessarily Dallas, because we traded Tyreek Hill. The Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill, and at that time he was top 3 receiver in the league. We traded him, and what happened? We won 2 Super Bowls. We built the defense off of the trade. So you got to just know what you're doing whenever you draft.
And a 4th-round pick. Originally, the Rams offered multiple 1st-round picks for Brian Burns, but eventually he was moved to the Giants for a 2nd and a 5th. Montez Sweat landed a 2nd-rounder from Chicago. But Micah Parsons is better than all of them. At 26 years old and in his absolute prime with 3 All-Pro selections already, we're talking about a potential return that could include multiple 1st-round picks plus additional compensation. So if
let Micah Parsons go to the Eagles or something, it's gonna be over. They would never trade him to the Eagles, though.
To get traded, it would resemble the Khalil Mack trade in 2018 when the Raiders sent him to Chicago for 2 first-round picks, a 3rd-round pick, and a 6th-round pick. But the question is, what would happen to the Cowboys if they did trade him? Cowboy fans need to understand, Micah Parsons isn't just good, he's quite literally the entire Dallas Cowboys defense. And if you don't believe me, just take a look at their numbers. As Jerry Jones mentioned in the beginning of this video,
just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year.
But in reality, Micah missed 4 games with an ankle injury, and that Cowboys defense was just terrible. They allowed 400 plus yards in 4 of their first 7 games. Teams averaged 7 yards per play, and opponents converted 3rd downs at will. Parsons has accumulated 52.5 sacks in just 63 games, putting him in the same conversation as Reggie White and JJ Watt for career starts. His 21.1% pressure rate leads all edge rushers since 2021, and he's been double teamed on 35% of his pass rushes, the highest rate in the NFL, and he still dominates. No other Cowboys pass rusher has exceeded 8.5 sacks in recent seasons. Their depth chart behind Parsons looks like a grocery store list written by someone who forgot what they came to buy. They've got Dante Fowler Jr., who they originally let walk to Washington and now he's back, a rookie in Marshawn Kneeland, and Sam Williams recovering from a torn ACL. That's not a depth chart, that's a prayer. The advanced metrics paint an even scarier picture. Next Gen Stats gives Parsons a composite score of 99, literally the 99th percentile among all pass rushers. His absence in 2024 led the Cowboys to getting blown out 47-9 by Detroit in one of the most embarrassing losses in franchise history. When he returned, 5.5 sacks in his first 4 games back. If the Cowboys are dumb enough to actually trade Parsons, several teams should be backing up the Brinks truck. I mean, the Chicago Bears currently sit on $73 million in cap space with a desperate need for pass rush help. New coach Ben Johnson could build his defense around Parsons, and they have the draft capital to make Dallas an offer that they can't refuse. The New England Patriots have over $61 million in cap space.
I feel like the Patriots might be – they're not going to be good this year. I feel like they low-key being sneaky, though. They're going to creep up on teams and then boom, next thing you know they're good.
Vrabel could use some defensive
solid.
playmakers, and pairing Parsons with their young QB Drake May could accelerate their rebuild by years. Or what about the Las Vegas Raiders? Could you imagine Micah Parsons and Max Crosby creating the most terrifying pass rush duo in football? If the Las Vegas Raiders could get out of Christian Wilkins' contract, which we made a separate video on, and that story is absolutely insane, and I'm going to leave it in the end screen. Your guys' jaw is going to drop on that one. At the end of the day, if you're a Cowboy fan, and unfortunately I am a Cowboy fan, you have to admit the troubling aspect of this isn't the fact that the Cowboys' best overall player demanded a trade. It's the fact that the Dallas Cowboys have this incredible
for some reason they keep doing this. They keep paying more. I don't understand it.
Record of drafting elite talent and just failing to retain them at good prices. There's no question in my mind, if the Cowboys extended Dak Prescott the moment he could have gotten extended, if they extended CeeDee Lamb the moment he was eligible for a contract extension, if they extended Micah Parsons the moment he was extension eligible, could you imagine what they could have done with the remaining cap space? Maybe Saquon Barkley joins the Dallas Cowboys as opposed to the Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe you add more
Saquon not going to the
that defense to make it the best overall defense in football. The possibilities are endless when you have cap space, but instead the Cowboys are stuck overpaying.
I don't know why they
keep
doing the same thing over and over and expecting something different.
Primarily because they enjoy this stupid little game of chicken with each and every one of their star players. So let me know in the comment section.
Like, it's like, okay, you want to pay me? Trade me. I'm one of the best in the league. Trade me. Trade me right now. And they're like, okay, well, like, I don't understand what they're thinking. I'm not going to pay you, and you're just going to be happy with whatever we give you. Like, if I'm the best player, if I'm one of the top 3 of my position, and I see people in the same, like, in the same tier as me getting paid insane amount more, you going to give me my extra $10 million. You going to give me my extra $10, $12 million.
What do you guys think about all?
Y'all let me know what y'all think about this as well, man. Cowboy, this is really bad, especially because y'all got the first game of the year against the Eagles, y'all rival, and y'all already having like he want to be traded and stuff. He better get a deal done for the season start. I know that much. But look, that's it for the video. Make sure you like, comment, share, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think. I'll catch y'all next one. Till then, I'm out. Peace.